Good morning, respected ones. In the last video, I just stopped after telling the answers of 1-mark questions and 2-mark questions from the 2015 LAC examination question paper used for Kannur University first semester examination in the year 2015. In this video, I invite your attention to some paragraph questions in that question paper itself, that is 2015 language across curriculum question paper. The first paragraph question, that is question number 12. List out 4 ways you would adopt to develop reading skill among students. As a teacher, I know the importance of developing reading skill in my students. Only by helping them develop their reading skill, I can make them learn themselves. So I will be accepting or making use of different strategies and ways for developing reading skill among my students. First of all, I'll teach them note making. Note making is the process of scribbling some notes in our own words when we read something. So, note making will create interest in my students. Moreover, they can scribble the important points and they can write their own notes by expanding these points. So it will be helpful for developing their reading skill as well as writing skill. Another strategy I would use for developing reading skill in my students will be teaching them understand different typographical clues. I'll teach them usage of headings, subheadings, bold letters, italics, semicolon, comma, etc. etc. So if I teach all these items to them, a reading will become more comfortable for them, because all these typographical clues denote some or give some meanings. So I'll teach them different typographical clues. Then another strategy I would like to use is to teach them different patterns of knowledge such as description, sequencing, comparison and contrast, cause and effect, definition, classification, hypothesis, exemplification, evaluation. I'll teach them all these items. I'll teach them what are the words which are used for definition, such as is called, is known as. And this knowledge will help them to understand or to collect definitions and later to create their own definitions by accepting the main theme of the definitions. So I will teach them all the patterns of knowledge so that they can understand the usages of different patterns of knowledge, which will make them read everything comfortably and write their own paragraphs and articles by making use of all these patterns of knowledge. Another strategy I would use will be teaching them graphical representations in a language. I'll teach them the usage of tables, line graphs, pie charts, bar graphs, pictograms, timelines, flash charts, flow charts, pictures, cartoons, and so and so. Once they get a clear-cut idea on different graphical representations, they will be able to collect more information within a lesser span of time. If they know graphical representations, if they know how to interpret different graphical representations, they may get more information from a single page, which actually they get by reading 10 or 15 pages. Another strategy which I would use will be SQR3 technique. I'll teach them how to use SQR3 technique by teaching them different steps included in that, like survey, question, read, recite, and review. This will help them to arrange or to organize their reading in a systematic manner. I also will use different activities such as book reviews, essay writing competitions, reading comprehension competitions, so and so. When such competitions are there, they will have to read for preparing for such competitions. So I will make use of all these ways and strategies for developing reading skill among my students. Next question number 13. How online sources are useful in developing communication? Actually, the question should, how are online sources useful? How are online sources useful in developing communication? There are lots of online sources by which we can develop our communication skill or the communication skill of our students. For example, if we have to get the correct pronunciation in a language, especially in English language, we should get an opportunity for listening to the people who are making use of the correct pronunciation. Through some online sources like MOOC courses, we can listen to the classes given by some teachers who are making use of correct pronunciation. And when we make our students listen to the classes or lectures given by native speakers of English language, it will definitely help them developing their communication skill. And we can make use of different social media platforms such as Zoom, Google Meet, video conferencing platforms such as Zoom, Google Meet, Teachmint, Teams, and Skype, etc. These platforms help us to have a live chat with very good communicators in English language. We can listen to them and at the same time we can respond to them. Language is a skill and it can be acquired only through continuous practice. Communication becomes effective only when we are able to make use of accurate words, correct pronunciation, and so and so. So these live chats will be useful for developing our communication skill. Moreover, nowadays lots of videos are there on YouTube. If you make your students watch the speeches which got first prize in international speech competitions such as Toastmaster International Speech Competition, your students will get an idea on communicating before an audience by using correct words, accurate words, correct grammar, correct pronunciation, correct intonation, effective facial expressions, and dynamic body language. For example, there is an excellent speech by Manoj Vasudevan from India, which gained the first prize in Toastmasters International Speech Competition of 2018 or 19. I think so. I just showed this speech to my students, and I could see wonderful effect on them. When I gave them a task in the language across curriculum paper, most of them selected delivering speech in English language and they did in wonderful manner. So lots of YouTube videos are there. And if you show them the classes given by TEDx, there is something, a YouTube channel called TEDx. They are providing classes by experts in different fields, experts in different walks of life. So you can learn, you can improve your communication skill by watching such videos on YouTube. Similarly, there are lots of websites and channels which provide functional classes in accurate usage of grammar, phrases, idioms, and such things in different languages. So if we are using the online platforms in a well-planned and systematic manner, we can develop communication skill. Next question, 14th question. To what extent is teaching of grammar important in communication? Comment. And this is a confused question for most of the people. So let's start. If you ask people whether grammar is important in the case of communication, there will definitely be two types of view. One group will tell there is no need for grammar for communication. Communication is something else. Without grammar you can communicate. Some other people will tell without knowing grammar no one can, or without learned grammar no one can communicate. Actually these two views are mistaken views or mistaken notions. The first group of people tell that there is no need for knowing the auxiliary verbs and so and so. And the second group of people believe that we should know auxiliary verbs and so and so. Actually, grammar is important in communication. But knowing the rules and regulations of grammar as a part of our study is not important. That means functional aspect of grammar is important. We should know functional aspects of grammar. But there is no need for knowing that this is auxiliary verb, this is present tense, this is past tense. That is not important. Here comes the difference between learning a language and learning about language. In our school classrooms, actually we are not learning language, but we are learning about language. We learn the rules and regulations. That is, we learn that is, am, are the auxiliary verbs of present tense, was and were are the auxiliary verbs of past tense, has and have are auxiliary verbs for present continuous tense, so and so. And we learn about the origin of language, theories of language, structure of language, etc. This is learning about language. Learning a language is acquiring the skill of making use of a language with accurate grammar and structure. For example, if you use had, if you use had in the place of has, the meaning will be changed. If your friend asks you, have you come there? And if you tell, I had come, meaning is different. So you have to use has in the place where you have to use has, and you have to use had in the place where you have to use had. Otherwise meaning will be changed. But you need not to know that has is the auxiliary verb of present perfect tense and had is the auxiliary verb of past perfect tense. You need not to know that rule or that technical item. But you should know how to use has and had in different contexts. This is the difference between learning a language and learning about language. So grammar is important, no doubt. Not the knowledge of grammatical rules and technical terms, but the ability to make use of accurate grammar when you speak or write is important. Otherwise, the listener or the reader will be confused. If you tell, I'll come instead of I came, the listener will be confused. Yeah. So that is the matter. So grammar is important, not the knowledge of grammatical rules and regulations. Now the next question is, I'm sorry, this is the 15th question. What is the importance of English language in the present day world? English language is very significant in the present day world. English is considered as the international language, though English is not the language which is spoken by most number of people in the world. I think Chinese is the language which is spoken by most number of people in the world. But English is the language which is spoken in almost all the countries in this world. So it is the international language. And in a globalized world, if you want to go to different countries, you should know English language, because it acts as an international link language. People of different countries use different mother tongues, different languages. So English can, or English has been playing the role of a link language all over the world, especially in the globalized world. English is something important. And most of the scientific theories are written in English language, or most of them are translated into English language. And if you want to learn science or scientific theories, you should know English language. Most of them are written in English language. And English is the language of internet and technology. It's a fact that nowadays you can get articles and such things in other languages too, but it's very few. If you just type a topic in Malayalam in Google search engine, you will get a maximum of 100 or 200 for most of the topics. But if you search for a topic in Google search engine in English language, you can see crores and crores of results. So English is the language of internet and technology. If you want to update knowledge by browsing online, you should keep English language. Moreover, if you want to make use of technology in your day-to-day life activities such as teaching, learning process, English is must. Because most of the softwares use English language. If you want to use of Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Word, anything like that, you should know English language. If you have got a thorough idea in English language, you need not to seek the help of a person for using a software. For example, you haven't learned inserting picture in PowerPoint presentation. And if you open the PowerPoint presentation, you can see at the top, insert. And if you know the meaning of the word insert, then you can definitely guess it will be for inserting images, inserting audios, inserting videos. So it is the language of technology. And another matter is that most of the books written, most of the literary pieces written in other languages have been translated into English language. If you want to read some masterpieces by different writers, you can read it in English language if you have got a commanding power in English language. For example, one of the greatest writers of the modern times, Paulo Coelho, is from Brazil, and his books, almost every book has been translated into English. Some books are translated into Malayalam also, but if you want to read more books from the greatest writers of other countries, you can get those books translated into English language. So, and in the modern world, or in the globalized world, now there is a vast career world before you. After completing B.Ed, actually in the past you could become only a teacher. But nowadays, after completing B.Ed, sometimes you can become a counselor in a multinational company. But the matter is that you should be able to communicate in English language. You can be a freelance writer, and you can earn lakhs of rupees by sitting at your home, by writing articles and such things for others on websites such as freelancer.com. But the matter is that you should get a better English language. So, in this present globalized world, you cannot deny that English has got great significance. Question number 16. Make a reflection of a program in your college. Present as if you are reflecting before your friends after the program. And this one you should be careful. Actually, you are presenting your opinion about the program which occurred. And the matter is that your friends also have seen the program. So you have seen the program together with your friends. After that, your teacher or the headmaster or the principal requests you to come forward and tell something about the program. So you have to write this one just as you are presenting before your friends. So I may just give you a sample, but you should write your own item. Respected principal, honorable teachers, and my dear friends. All of us were fortunate to watch a wonderful program this afternoon. I'm sure that all of you have enjoyed this program. When the headmaster or when the principal saw, when our principal announced before a week that there would be a class on ICT in education by an expert, I thought that it would be something like a theory class which we often get. So I did not expect this much. But when I was there among the audience, when Mr. Kumar was giving the class with accurate demonstration and examples, I felt that if I was not there today, it would become a great loss in my life. I'm sure that all of you are now feeling so. Am I right? His introduction was something innovative. He just showed us an animation movie which he himself created. Then he asked us whether we think that we could also create such an animation movie. All of us told, no, it's impossible for us. Then he just looked at our eyes and told us with a smile, with a beautiful smile on his lips, that all of us could create such an animation movie within minutes. And he showed us it was not mere promising. By the end of the class, all of us became excited to know that we also have become some people who can create animation movies for our students within a few minutes. So I extend my gratitude towards Mr. Ramkumar Shah, who made the class so interesting, effective and useful for us with his excellent communication skill, dynamic body language, and accurate examples. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And similarly, I want to extend my gratitude towards our principal who gave us a golden opportunity for knowing about the accurate usage of ICT in education by organizing such a great demonstration class for us. Thank you very much. So you can just present the item just like this by using your own words and sentences. Yeah. Then next question is, write a letter to your friend describing your teaching practice experience. Actually, you had in your teaching practice experience till now. But still you have to write a letter, an imaginary letter to your friend by describing your teaching practice experience. So I think I may just post a sample letter in my blog site if I get time today itself, right? Before that, I have to discuss some topics which may come for your examination, though they are not included in your syllabus. With my experience for all these 5 academic years, I feel so, because some questions are coming from some topics related to English language, not related to language across curriculum. 18th question, compare and contrast the role of subject teachers and language teachers in LAC. LAC, or language across curriculum, is a modern strategy introduced for teaching a language, in which a language is taught not in a separate classroom exclusively arranged for language teaching, but a language is taught throughout the school hours in language classroom as well as other subject classrooms. As it is a strategy which demands teaching of a language in language classroom as well as other subject classrooms, language teachers and other subject teachers have got significant role in the implementation of this strategy in an educational institution. If there is no teamwork or no mutual understanding and respect between the language teachers and other subject teachers, you can never implement the strategy called language across curriculum in your educational institution in a successful manner. Language teachers should teach new words related to different aspects of different walks of life, and other subject teachers should give opportunities for the students to make use of such words taught by language teachers without wasting more time. Because language is a skill subject and it can be acquired by your students only by continuous practice. So if In the second hour, the language teacher teaches a word, then in the third hour and in the fourth hour, students should be given an opportunity for using those words in other subject classrooms. Language teachers should teach prefixes and suffixes such as ism, then nationalization, ization, so and so. And other subject teachers can make the students use these prefixes and suffixes in some life-oriented example. For example, the social science teachers can make them use ism in socialism, internationalism, nationalism. Language teachers should teach that the suffix ism means philosophy, right? Or the idea related to something. Then the social science teacher can make them use socialism. Or socialism means a principle related to society. Nationalism, principle related to nation. Similarly, language teachers should teach new grammatical items, and subject teachers should make the students use such grammatical items in contextual sentences. Again, we can go back to social science. If language teacher teaches that had been is used, had been plus verb plus ing is used for telling something happened between 2 points in past. Social science teacher can make them use in sentences such as World War II had been going on between 1939 and 1945. And there should be a teamwork, as we told. Language teachers always inform other subject teachers about the items they recently taught, so that to make other subject teachers make the students use such words and phrases shortly. And other subject teachers should always consult language teacher for improving their language, because when you use language across curriculum as a strategy, other subject teachers also should use a standard and beautiful language. So they should consult the language teachers for clarifying their doubts and correcting their mistakes. So you can just write this paragraph just like this. Make a set of instructions you would give to your students before a group work. So this one you have to write just as you are organizing a group work. So you can just start. My dear students, are you interested to have a group work today? Students, yes teacher. So let me make you different groups. Today I am going to make use of a different technique for grouping you. Just look at the picture I hanged on the blackboard. Then you have to tell which color you have to write in a piece of paper which color you would give for that picture. Teacher waits for a few minutes. After that teacher tells, so my dear students, all the students who have written green color can come here. There will be a group. All the children who have written red color can go to that corner. There will be another group. All the children who have written white color can go to that corner. There will be another group. All the children who have written any other color can come here and there can be a group. Now, I will give you a poem. All of you should collect the rhyming words in that poem. And the matter is that when you indulge in the discussion, each one of you should be a part of that discussion. Everyone should be a part of that discussion. And each of you should respect the views of your group mates. Sometimes your group mates' view may not be correct, but still you don't insult him or her. And one of you can be the leader of the group. He should take a paper and a pen. And when the group members are giving their views on the rhyming words, he should just write. And you can add more rhyming words similar to these rhyming words. So each one of you should give at least 3 rhyming words. So the leader of the group can write all the rhyming words in the paper. Then after the completion of the discussion, all of you should just sit just as you are sitting inside the normal classroom. Then the leader of each group can come forward and present their item before others. If the group members want to add more when the leader is presenting, they can just stand and request the leader to add a few more points. So I think you're ready for the group activity, right? And if you have got any doubt, you can ask me. Just raise your hand. I will come to your group. Then I will clarify your doubts. But don't ask each and everything to me. Just try to do the work yourselves. If my help is necessary, then only you can ask me. So you can just complete this paragraph just like this. So now all the paragraph questions from this question paper also have been discussed so far. So I may come back by discussing some essay questions which I haven't yet discussed. Then I may discuss some topics which are not included in your syllabus, but I feel that some questions may be from those topics. Then I may pose some sample items in my blog site. Thank you.